Good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you. We at Franchise India, have been doing for about from past 2 decades. We do a lot of under FI exhibitions and FRO Expo. We do a lot of a few opportunities amongst many of them which are available to us, for this particular format. And this would be an interactive session. You can post your Q&As whenever you wish to ask anything. But on your behalf, I also would be posing a lot of questions to the companies to understand and to help you evaluate, whether the opportunity is good for you, and if at all, whatever the queries are, would be helping you out in evaluating that. Um, Secondly, I would urge to all of you, to all the attendees as well, that whenever we're looking for a franchise opportunity, you should not shy away from investing your time to evaluate an opportunity for yourself. So please do so. Invest a lot of time in understanding the opportunities, evaluating them, see whether they work for you or not, and then take a step further. So this is good for both franchisors as well as franchisees to go ahead with the relationship. So while we are about to start, there are a few things that I would really urge you to follow. Please keep yourself on mute. Whenever you wish to ask a question, you can put it in Q&A. You can even post some things on chat. And once we'll start with the presentation. Once the presentation is over, we can ask questions. And since this is a series, and even if you did not pose anything here and you wish to do it later, you can even write to us, and we will get back to you for any opportunity. So we have, Rahul Apani with us, who's the co-founder and the director operations of Iris Educare, who will be taking us through the franchise opportunity. He's been involved in Iris Educare for a while. He's an IIM BITS Pilani Dubai alumni himself. He's the main force behind analytics, designing, developing, and establishing schools across the categories, across the various models of franchising. His international education and global insights has resulted the brand expand through India and overseas as well. A little bit about the company itself. Iris Educare is one of the leading names in child-centric education. They hail out of South India. With a passion to advance and transform schooling practices in India, they started Iris Florence with the flagship play school chain called as Iris Sakalya Academy, the secondary and higher secondary school chain, and Iris Edu Valley World School, which is a premium K-12 international school. So the group has developed a reputation for building schools that are safe, secure, and stimulating. While, of course, with kids, we have to have fun also. So they provide that with a sustained environment for a long-term learning. So we would really like to hear from you, Rahul, about the opportunity now.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for your introduction. So, good afternoon, everyone. So, I guess everyone is safe at your houses during this hard times of COVID-19. So, coming to this Iris Florence, we are a preschool chain based out of Hyderabad, and it's been almost 5 years we have launched our brand. We are into formal schooling with the name Iris Sakalya and Iris Edu Valley. And whereas Iris Edu Valley is a campus which we have started last year in Hyderabad as it is, and Iris Sakalya is a preschool which operate from pre-primary up to pre-primary, that's up to 5th standards. So coming to the Iris Florence, so today I'm going to give you a small brief about our brand Iris Educare Limited. So under Iris Educare Limited, we have 3 verticals. That's one, as ma'am mentioned, one is Iris Florence, Iris Sakalya, and Iris Edu Valley. So today we're going to have a presentation on Iris Florence, a preschool chain. So giving what is the franchisee opportunities and how would it be post-lockdown, and how would we support you guys once you take up our franchisees. This would be our primary agenda for today. So coming to this presentation, I'm going to start off with Iris Florence presentation right now. Share the screen. So yeah, ma'am, I'm good to go, right? Hello?
Yes, you can run the presentation.
Yeah, is my screen?
Yes.
I hope everyone can see the screen.
Yes, good to go.
Yeah. So we as Iris Florets, as I told you, we started like 5 years back, and right now we are into 3 countries: India, Nepal, and Uganda. So our school is all about the happiness. We create a lot of happiness to the kids. That's why we have a tagline of Iris Florets, the Happy Play School. So coming to this, all about Iris Educare Limited, we are a successful preschool. We have been a successful preschool chain for the past 5 years. We have got around 150 plus centers in Pan India and around 15 centers in Nepal. And recently, last year, we have launched our first center in Uganda. So Iris Educare is an organization which is dedicated to cause the providing the quality education. Iris is backed up with an 18 years of successful experience in the preschool setup and industry. So earlier to Iris, we were actually into this industry, and we have started out giving out the franchisees right from 2015. And we started the preschool because we think the preschool is provides all the basics for every children. The basics need to be pretty much stronger for every kid. Sorry. So we started the preschool chain with having a vision to establish a exemplary preschool chain, and we have done it. And this is supreme in offering the powerful foundation to the young children who will joyfully embark on the journey of the journey to discover the world of happiness, thinking, and learn. So Iris was found by, we are actually the three founders for Iris. That's Mr. Sirish Sudlapati. He is one of our main CND and the main founder. He's a passionate leader who started who was into the education industry from the past 18 years. He was running successful schools, preschools, and formal schools on his own brand name. And then later we started with Iris Florets, which would be totally a preschool chain giving out only franchisees. So we as Iris, we don't own any company-owned outlets. All our centers would be a franchisee-owned outlets. The reason behind that is we are here to support you. So we provide the total back-end support right from the area selection, establishment of the preschools, and once you establish a total back-end support, right from your teachers training, your material support, everything. So we provide total end-to-end support for running of any of the preschools. And I'm Rahul Apani, and I'm a pass out of BITS Pilani, Dubai alumni, and finished my entrepreneurship, Masters in Entrepreneurship from IIM Bangalore. And next, coming to Radhika Turlapati ma'am, who has an experience of more than 20 years in the education industry. She was a teacher, she was a principal, then later she was herself, she was managing many preschools and formal schools as a director. And 3 of us together, then we started this brand of Iris Florets. So coming to this, we have a strong advisory board with us who would be guiding us on a day-to-day basis, because we need a lot of guidance for doing anything, because we deal with the kids of 0 to 6 years of age group. This is a primary age where the maximum learning of the kids happen. So we take a lot of, we have a strong advisory board on our panel. So that's Dr. Yendamuri Virendranath. He's a famous literary genius and he wrote many books. He would be guiding us on every aspect. And Dr. Pura Narsai Gaut, he's a doctor by profession and he's an ex-parliament member also. He would be helping us in understanding many things in the preschool sector. And Dr. B.V. Pattabhiram sir, he's a psychology and he's an MA psychology. He's a psychologist by profession. He was one of the first hypnotherapists in India, and his experience will help us a lot in giving us in child development programs. And Dr. C.N. Gopinath sir, he's an ex-DGP of Hyderabad, and he's also an MA psychology. He did his LLB and PhD, who provides us a lot of inputs for the betterment of the preschools. So yeah, we at IRIS, we have a different approach for the preschooling sector. So our approach is, we don't have our, we don't say that, we have our own curriculums and methodologies, but our curriculum is called IRIS Power Learning. It's basically a mixture of 4 different curriculums like Reggio Emilia, Montessori, Playway method, and multiple intelligence. So these are the famous learnings which happen worldwide. So considering all this important curriculums which are practiced worldwide, we have picked up all the important things from each of the curriculum and made into one. Whereas we see the overall development of the child at IRIS Florence. Overall development of the child in the sense, right from their communication skills, general etiquettes and manners, many other things what we concentrate on. In the further slides, I will be explaining it to you how it all works and goes. So yeah. So these are the approaches what talks about the multiple intelligence approach, Montessori approach, and Reggio Emilia approach. So yeah, coming to the IRIS curriculums, as I told you, we follow all these types of learnings. If you see this Playway, that's learning methodologies, and Montessori, experiential learning, democratic learning, and activity-based learning. So what are the advantages of our curriculum is what I'm going to talk about. IRIS curriculum has employed the best practices which are consistent with Reggio Emilia, Montessori, and Gardner's theories. IRIS curriculum helps the children to discover their learning style and include the love of learning in their early years. So, as I told you, we see the overall development of the child coming to their communication skills or might be their general etiquettes and manners. We have designed the curriculum. Yeah. So basing on all those, we have designed a curriculum considering these 5 as the main aspects. So the first thing is IRIS creative art and craft learner. What exactly happens here is a lot of, we believe that every kid is creative in something or the other. For example, a kid might be good at drawing, a kid might be good at reciting poems, a kid might be good at dancing, and etc. and etc. But identifying his skills is what is all our duties. So it might be a parent's duty or a teacher's duty or a school's duty to do, what is he good at, and we need to brush him on those aspects. So that is how we're going to get the talent out of the students from each of the students. So we at Little Picasso, we have it's an art and craft center where kids sit in a different, there's a different kind of seating facilities what we provide at IRIS Art and Craft Center. What happens here is every kid has a chance to pick up of his material of his own interest. And he can pick up and he can work on his material and he need to put it back in the rack. So every teacher is trained in such a way that they will be analyzing each and every kid. What is he good at and what is he trying to do? What is he up to do? And they'll be understanding his interest. And then from there on, we try to brush the kids on his interest and his skills, whatever the skills he's having up to. The next coming to the IRIS Audi, that's nothing but the 3D audiovisual theater. It's nothing but an AV theater. What exactly happens is we believe that when kids see something like on a digital screen or something, the retention power of the kid is enhanced by 0 to 6 times rather than we giving a live demonstration in the class, because it's more interactive for them. So we follow this IRIS audiovisual theaters in our preschools. Just to keep the kids more interactive and more enthusiastic. When kids learn something with an enthusiasm, the retention power of the kid is actually enhanced by 6 to 8 times. So we have this IRIS audiovisual theater. The next comes role play areas and amphitheater. As I told you, we see the overall development of the child. Coming to the role play areas. For example, in the role play areas, we have IRIS supermarket, otherwise IRIS textiles. So what exactly happens here is, for example, the kid is going to the IRIS textile. Here, one kid will be a shopkeeper, other kid will be a customer. A lot of communication will be happening between both the kids. And here it helps to improve their communication skills. Apart from this is actually correlated with the curriculum. So what we help the kids to learn about the nationalities and what kind of, about different nationalities and in the IRIS textiles. What kind of, what are different kinds of, what do you say? Dressing, what kind of dressing, every state has a different kind of dressing and all these things. So in the Iris Textile, we help the kids to understand that. Next in Iris Supermarket. So when a kid is going to the supermarket, how to pick up how to pick up something, like, if he's picking up a chocolate, how to ask for a chocolate, how to pay money for the shopkeeper, and how to thank him. Here we teach them a lot of general etiquettes and all. Next we have Iris Bank. So in the Iris Bank, here one kid is a cashier, one kid is a customer. So we teach them what all types of currencies are available, and we correlate our Iris Bank with their mathematics. So we show them, 2 rupees plus 2 rupees is nothing but 4 rupees, like 10 rupees plus 10 rupees is nothing but 20 rupees. So these kind of learnings will actually happen in the in our Iris role play activities. The reason behind having this is, for example, Iris Bank is what the kids see it in their day-to-day lives. Like, they go out to banks with their parents, and when we show something, which the parents are using on daily activities, they see money at home. So when they feel and when they look at something, and it's easy for the kids to learn, and it's easy for the kids even to grasp when they see something, right? So because depending on all those aspects, we have created this Iris Stagecraft. So there are many more activities what we have planned. So at Iris, we are an activity-based preschool. A lot of learning happens through activities. Next, we have an Iris Amphitheater. Iris Amphitheater is nothing but it's an open-air theater. Here, one kid will be acting. The rest of the kids will be looking at the kid who is acting on the stage. It actually helps the kids to remove the stage fear right from a very early age. And for example, even I have a lot of stage fear. When multiple people are looking at you on a stage, the way you talk, the way you pronounce, it totally differs. So we are helping the kids right from very early stage to remove the stage fear. This is one of the concepts what we actually have in our school. And next, coming to the 360 degrees fitness studio, it's nothing but it's a soft gym and yoga and aerobics place where actually kids, what exactly happens here is we try to engage the kids in all these activities just to put them fit and more enthusiastic in the schools. We help them in coordination, or we make them play a lot of football and other games. We help them help the kids for the right hand, left hand coordination, left hand and left leg coordinations. Because that is how we need to concentrate on the fine motor in the preschools, especially we need to concentrate on fine motor skills, gross motor skills development of the students. So in this Iris 360 degrees fitness studio, there'll be a lot of coordination what happens between their eyes and legs and hands and legs. That is what is pretty much important for the growth of every child. Then next, coming to the organic farming is another thing what we actually followed at all our preschools. Here, what exactly happens is we teach the kids how to put seeds and how to pour water to the plants. Basically, we want to get kids close to the nature, and they actually practically see that what is the growth of a flower, growth of a vegetable or growth of fruit. And we tell them how long it takes for a farmer to grow the food, and they should not waste the food. So there's a lot of learning which actually happens to the kids through this organic farming through this organic farming. So these are all different kinds of activity-based learning what we follow at the schools. Apart from this, we have many more activities like for the parents and for the for the students at the schools. For example, I'll just explain you about one of the concept which is called Raitu Bazaar concept. So basically, we have a theme-based learning in our preschools. Every month is considered we consider it into a different theme. So for a month of June, for example, for the month of June, we have theme-based learning or something of vegetables, gardening, and all. So in that month, we have a Raitu Bazaar concept, whereas all the students need to dress up like farmers, and they need to sell the vegetables or the fruits and all to their own parents, which will actually grow in the school premises, or even if there is no possibility of growing the vegetables and fruits in the school premises, we'll be getting them out. Just to put an interaction between the parents and the students, we follow these kind of activities. The reason behind this is usually kids when they see they see new faces, they behave a little bit cranky. They're not exposed to see the new people. Like they're only comfortable with their own parents, their teacher, their working staff from the school. If they're meeting up any new faces, they'll a little bit of act cranky. So just to make sure kids are habituated and they're pretty much free, talking to different kinds of people, we hold up this kind of activities where, you know, all the parents walking into the school interact with different kinds of students, and they try to buy some vegetables or fruits from the kids on an interaction basis. Here, the parents will even understand what are the learning outcomes of the students, and even the students will be comfortable talking to new people because they're engaged in an activity. So these are kind of activities what we celebrate in our preschools. So this is what Little Picasso looks like, and this is coming to the Iris Audi. This is how our audiovisual theater looks like. We have train-shaped seatings, which in all our preschools. Next is the role play areas, like as I told you, Iris Bank, Iris Supermarket, Iris Lifestyles, Iris Toys and Zone. Here again, it's one of the main corners which develops with the communication skills, life development, and to build their confidence levels and social development skills. Yeah, another main thing which I forgot about is Iris Dollhouse. This is again a house setup what we actually have in the school. So here, as I told you, as I mentioned earlier, we teach the kids general etiquettes and manners. We have a dining table concept and we have house setup. So what exactly happens is we teach the kids, you know, they should not disturb their parents. They should not disturb their parents in the kitchen areas. And apart from this, we have, you know, we show them what are the hot objects and what are the cold objects practically. And we tell them, you know, for example, that will actually help them in a lot of learning activities. Next, on the dining table, you know, we teach them table manners, how to hold a spoon, how to hold a fork, you know, through which hand they have, while having lunch, through which hand they have to pick up the glass, and they should drink water only from the glass, not from the bottle. These kind of all table manners and all these activities we'll be teaching to the kids during our Iris Dollhouse activities. And even we have a common area setup where, you know, when someone is coming to the house, how to receive them with a glass of water, how to greet them, how to interact with them. All these kind of activities we'll be teaching them in the dollhouse. So this is the amphitheater setup, what I have mentioned earlier. This is soft gen. This again the organic farming, students doing few activities of organic farming. So another concept is Iris ball pool area, which will actually help. As I told you earlier, also we try to improvise a lot of we concentrate a lot of fine motor skills and gross motor skills development of the kids. Here, a lot of learning happens to the kids because these are all spiked balls what we use in our ballrooms, and this will actually help the kids for their fine motor and gross motor skills. Apart from this, even in their color identification, size identification, small, big, and develops the high-hand coordination also. So this is another interactive thing what we have at our with our curriculum, that's innovative talking pen. So this is talking pen is nothing but which helps the students to learn at home itself as it is. So a day at Iris, we have a different kinds of the day for the student at Iris. We break the day into multiple times, like, you know, a circle time, exploration time, dramatic play, music and movement, language number time, and free play time. So these are all the daily things what happens at our schools for the students to learn. So we believe in a lot of collaborations at Iris Florets. We are tied up with Premier Sports, a UK-based organization. Basically, they come down to our schools to teach football and other sports activities to the kids, to just get them more to make sure, you know, there's a lot of physical development for the students and physical activities also. And even on the Premier Sports actually helps us even to give them a clear brief on the students' growth, height growth, weight growth, and all these aspects. On a regular basis, we monitor the health of the children at our schools with the help of Premier Sports. And school cinema is nothing but it's another 120. It's a small 120 short films with 100+ lessons what we have, which a lot of learning happens in the schools. Next, Waterford is another USA-based organization which actually helps the kids to improvise their phonics and vocabulary and read for the reading and oral fluence and writing comprehension. So, what are the advantages of Iris? So we at Iris have a leading-edge curriculums and methodologies that's called Iris Power Learning, what I have mentioned earlier, for development of the skills. We have 5 unique learning centers, like nothing but the stagecraft and other things what I have mentioned to you. Human resource excellence. We train That's nothing but for the trainings for the teachers. So all the teachers are trained from the corporate office as it is. We give the entire day planners, month planners for all the teachers on a regular basis. And we go down to the school and do the audits on a regular basis just to improvise the teachers and help them to, get into our structure of learning, because our structure of learning is pretty much different from others in the market. So we try to, we have a regular training programs which are organized for all our teachers on a regular basis. And even we evaluate every school on a bi-monthly basis. And just to understand, just to make sure, just to let them know where do they stand and what are their, we do a SWOT analysis, frankly speaking, just to understand, what is the strength, what is the weakness and all. Next, coming to the, we have a holistic child development programs. And apart from the primary, apart from this, the most important thing, all our schools are best in class safety and hygiene. We have 100% CCTV monitoring for all our schools. All our schools are regularly sanitized, and we go with a minimum size for the preschools. We don't compromise on the buildings of any of Iris Florence building. So we at least require not less than 3,200 square feet size in wherever it's possible. Otherwise, we compromise. If we are getting a lesser properties, we try to compromise on the strength, and we can whereas we'll be accommodating less number of students in the classrooms. Depending on the size of the rooms available in each of the property, our ratio of the student and the ratio of the teachers, student-teacher ratio will be actually changing. But usually we follow a ratio of 18:1 teacher and 1 working staff in all our preschools. So what are the advantages you tying up with Iris? We have a 360 degrees support system in all the aspects. We give a lot of, we carry a lot of experience from our team as it is. And apart from this, we believe in, we give a lot of academic support. It might be right from your yearly planner, monthly planner, daily planner, your activity learning, your parent orientation programs. On all these aspects, we'll be supporting you in the academic front, and regular trainings for the teachers and regular workshops for the teachers. And even we grade the teachers and we help them to cope up on their wherever they're lacking on. Apart from this, we give a total 360 degrees marketing support. We come down to the schools. We do the survey of your school, of the particular schools, and we tell them, who are your competitors, how to withstand the brand in the market, and how what kind of strategies you need to implement on a regular basis. We'll be doing this marketing audit for all our schools. So yeah. Next, coming to the technical support, we provide the entire technical support. That's nothing but ERP and mobile app support for all your preschools. So we have a complete solutions for this, right from your fees payment option, online fees payment options. All your homeworks can be monitored. All the parents can monitor the homeworks. The school can get in touch with the parents through the mobile app. It's more of a communication app of what we can talk about, and it's again an ERP. And we believe in actually a lot of technology as it is. So we are pretty much strong in the technical aspects. Next, coming to the business support, as I told you, we do a lot of surveys. And apart from this, initially when we are starting, we do the property identification. We do the directors training. We train them on a regular basis for all the directors. And again, as I mentioned earlier, the collaborations, what we actually believe in. We do a lot of collaborations on regular basis. So Iris, in a span of 5 years, we got a lot of awards. We were recognized by Times of India as #1 preschool model for Hyderabad for two consecutive years. Apart from this, we have been recognized as Asia's greatest brand in the year 2017, which was reviewed by PricewaterhouseCoopers. And these are few of our awards: Best Play School of the Year, Most Innovative Preschool Chain, Best Franchiser of the Year. These are all awards what we have awarded for the last 5 years for our excellent performances. So coming to the Iris growth. So as I told you, we started this brand in the year 2015, and right now in the first year we operated with 11 franchisees. And even the good thing about Iris is our flagship center was, as it is, a franchisee. We never had a company-owned outlet. So just to support, the reason behind this is just to support all our preschools. And our our primary focus would be more on supporting rather than, we making up a business. So, and next in the year 2016, we have around 33 preschool. We got around 33 franchisees. In the year 17, we got around 70 franchisees. In the 18, 115. In 19, around 145 preschools and 145 preschools. Apart from this, as it is, we have around, in the 2019, we have around one Iris Eduvalley World School and 15 Sakalyas. And by 2022, our target is to reach around 100 Sakalyas, which operates from pre-KG till grade 5. And our target is to have around 15 Iris Eduvalley World Schools by 2022, and with 500 plus Iris Florets preschools in Pan India. So to start your own preschool, we require minimum square feet of 2,400 square feet. Less than that, it would be pretty much not possible, because we have a lot of activities what we do at preschools. So minimum is either 2,400 square feet, might go up to 5,600 square feet. Also, the franchisee fees what we charge is, we charge franchisee fees depending on the tier. For tier 1, there will be different franchisee fees. Tier 2, there will be different franchisee fees. Tier 3, there will be different franchisee fees. Education parent preferred the children. Education fees. Yeah. So the total capital investment would be 7 to 18 lakhs to start up the preschool, and ROI time would be somewhere around 32% from the second year onwards. So this is a brief presentation about Iris Florets. So now we can discuss about the present scenarios and situations of COVID, and how are we, how are we going to handle the situation? Is we can have a live discussion from hereafter. Yeah, ma'am.
Thanks, Rahul. That was a good presentation. Most of my questions are already answered, though. But still would like to, start with a couple of questions that our attendees have also asked. But before that, a couple of questions that came to my mind. I was thinking, being a mother myself, I have got 2 daughters at home, and is this opportunity you would feel is a full-time opportunity or a half-time opportunity, which is like a part-time thing? And would you prefer an extended thing? I would like to ask, would you prefer women entrepreneurs over male entrepreneurs, or either is fine?
Either is fine. I'm starting like, it's an opportunity for everyone to start up a preschool. So it's not like women entrepreneurs or male entrepreneurs. Anyone can start a preschool, and for preschool, we can't differentiate it, because everyone has their own amount of work to do. And we as a brand, we support you totally from the back end, right from your initial times for building identification till you start the preschool. And once you start the preschool, the total marketing support, back end support, your design support. So we provide the total end-to-end support. So yeah, so we can't bias on that thing. Like, we can't tell whether it's a male. So it's a very, most of the women actually prefer to start the preschools, because, they're usually mothers are more attached to the preschools than fathers. But every school operates with a center head and a director as it is. So center head plays another primary role in the preschools, whereas the directors will be playing the back end role, who will be handling the total finances and the marketing activities and growth of the schools. And more of the primary on day-to-day basis, the interaction would be with the center head as it is.
Okay, so one is, of course, during the day you can run the preschool, but after that, do you encourage your franchisees, or do you provide them with anything which is like an after-school activity for kids, or would you prefer to do it yourself, or how do you optimize the infrastructure is what I'm pointing out?
Yeah. Coming to the franchisees, the franchisees invest a lot on the preschools, right? So they come out with a lot of expectations to start a business. So most of the franchisees most of our franchisees are small, medium entrepreneurs who want to enter into the new business, exiting their existing job, and they want to start up a preschool. So as it is, the properties are owned by them. We provide the franchisees to run the preschool, and we give a franchisee to run the daycare. But for the after school activities, we don't charge any of the royalties from our end. We do charge royalties only for the preschooling model and only on the daycare model. But after school, the franchisees are free to run their own, let out their own premises, to any outsourced person on a revenue sharing model, or they themselves can start up any other things like evening dance activities, might be a music activities in the school. But only thing is we do a regular monitoring and we restrict the franchisees of starting from any other kind of businesses like selling of products or something. We prefer more of a kid engaged programs should be are preferred in the school. Other than this, we prefer yoga activities in the school. Other than this, we don't prefer other activities other than kids engaged activities. Kids engaged activities is what primarily we focus on for the after school programs.
Okay. So, while you were presenting, I like the idea of introducing sports activity for kids. Like you said that, you really invite people over. So I think that's a very interesting idea to inculcate within the schools. But do you think extra infrastructure is required for that? Or it's a makeshift arrangement that people come and make the kids play and then they go?
So, whereas we as I told you earlier, we believe in a lot of collaboration. So we are tied up with a UK-based sports company. It's called Premier Sports. So they get their own products. Apart from this, in the school we have a basic products like a football, a net, and a basketball. Things are the basic items are activities provided in the school. So to develop much more skills of fine motor skills or gross motor skills, and during their assignment times, the outsourced company them as it is get a lot of products from their end, just to engage the kids over different products. So, we try to make sure, the kids learn at least 2 to 3 sports in the span of 3 to 4 years they spend with us. So we concentrate on football and other sports activities like basketball, which would, basketball would help them. A lot of jumping activities are included in basketball, which would help them to grow their height. And the football will actually help them, right leg and eye and leg coordinations. So we prefer, these kind of sports activities, which, primarily develop, there will be a lot of development for the kids. So because a basic bone development or the brain development of kids happen at an age of 0 to 6 years, right? So, we try to accommodate sports which will help the kids with their overall development.
Sure. No, that's a very good idea. So on this, there's another question that comes up. When you say that you support franchisees, how does the training happen, for the teachers particularly? So as you mentioned, there's about 8:1 ratio for teachers versus kids in one working health. So how do you train both of them, the working health and the teachers, and do you give this continuous support to the franchisees?
So our trainings are pretty much consistent and goes on for the entire year. So usually what happens is yearly thrice we do in any of the metros, like in Hyderabad, for all the Hyderabad centers, we do it in Hyderabad. For all the Bangalore centers, we do it in Bangalore. So for all the AP centers, we do it in Vijayawada or Visakhapatnam, depending on the possibility, where we have more number of schools. So what exactly happens here is we invite all the teachers to any of the hotel, we book any of the banquet halls in these areas, and we try to, we invite all the teachers for a 2-day training program or a 3-day training program. Because as I told you, we as experts, we can train them, but there are few things which we can, get outsourced staff also. Like, we call a lot of freelancers also, just to make the 3-day session much more interactive for the teachers, and a lot of learning happens for them during these 3 days. So the first initial 2 days would be totally about our conceptual learning, our planning for the next quarter, for the next 3 months, what should be taught to the kids on their daily routine, what would be their daily routine with the kids, how should the assignment pattern should be, on all these aspects we'll be training them. And one day would be training them on all the general aspects, how to understand the child psychology, these kind of other aspects which would be helping the teachers to understand the kids in a better way. So we try to, accommodate these kind of training programs for the teachers, for other, for the overall development of the teachers also. So, then they can handle the kids in a better way. So it's not just about, the training doesn't just involve our own books and not just about our own curriculum or our own planning. That would include a lot of other aspects like child psychology, to understand the child psychology or any other things also. Yeah.
So this would happen on a continuous basis?
This happens on a continuous basis. Yearly thrice it happens in any of this. Yearly thrice it happens in every city. So it happens usually in the month of May or June. Again in the month of September. and again in the month of December. So the June one talks about the first quarter, that's nothing but June, July, August, and September. And the second quarter we talk in the month of September, and the third quarter we talk in the month of December. Because dumping too much of load to the teachers at once also, it's not so easy for them to handle, right? So we believe in a lot of quality from our brand as it is. So we give a very less information, but we give a polished method of learnings to the teachers. And apart from this, we even help them with the day planners and monthly planners and yearly planners. For example, if a teacher is walking into the class today, so we give a date planner to her so that she can understand. She knows what to teach the kids on that particular day. And apart from this will actually help us in maintaining the consistency among all our preschools in Pan India. We see a lot of transferring parents from Bangalore to Hyderabad or Hyderabad to Delhi also. So even for the parents transferring in different preschools from different localities to different localities, it would be pretty much easy for them to to join with us, and even for the students also, it would be a very smooth handling. There will be not much difference in the curriculum. Maximum, the difference of the curriculum would not be more than 3 days to 6 days. So we to monitor all this, we will be doing a regular audits on a bi-monthly basis. Whereas our staff, we do a regular audit. We go to the class, we sit in their classroom, and we try to analyze the teachers. And if the teachers are not performing according to our given thing, we try to train them once again on those aspects. So there will be an on-site training which will be done by our in-house staff, and there will be a regular training, whereas which will be done for all the teachers of the particular city. And a lot of games will be they'll be engaged with a lot of games also during these 3 days activity programs, so that there'll be a lot of competition between branch to branch. And always we believe that if there's a competition, only we can get out the skill out of the teachers. Yeah.
So we have, Rohit here who's asking Rahul, who's a little concerned about number of students and, about the ROI. So, I'll break up his questions. So what he's trying to ask is that how many students do you feel should be a good number for a school to run? Second, how many students are required to break even, and for how long? Like you suggested 32%. So I'm presuming that, it would be an overall estimation or a presumption for a business. So how do you demarcate that?
So ma'am, coming to this aspect, so every property has a different rental values. For us in the preschool sector, the real estate plays a very crucial role, because every area has a different rental values. And depending on the rental values, we actually fix up our fee structures. We believe that the fee structure is directly proportional to the rental values in that particular locality. So on those basis, we create the fee structures. But usually in Pan India, we go with the general analysis, general basics. We'll break even only once we have 50 students, not less than that, 40 to 50 students. The reason behind that is, we at IRIS, we select a bigger properties. We don't compromise on the size of the properties, whereas the rental values are pretty much high. And again, coming to the student-teacher ratio and with one more working staff, the costing will not work. For the costing to work out and to break even, we at least require 40 to 50 students, not less than that. And the reason why we are very much confident of getting break even for 40 to 50 students is, once we deliver a quality, the parents are ready to pay. Because it's, we need to deliver that quality. The parents need to get that confidence of, joining the kids in our school. These days, the parents, once they walk into the school, the first thing is they see how spacious is the school. The second thing is they see the washrooms. What is the safety and hygiene? That is where they'll get to know how hygienically are they maintaining the washrooms. And the third thing would be the center head. What kind of a communication is she doing? Is she, more than that, how friendly is she with the student, is with the people? So to balance, to have this, good quality staff in the preschools with the bigger properties, we require at least 40 to 50 students to break even. And we at IRIS, we see a break even less than 6 months of time, because we know, how to tap the market, what kind of marketing activities we have to do, how to showcase our school. And we are pretty much confident on our brand. If the parent is walking into a school, 100% the admission will happen. We actually work on a minimum ratio of 70% of walk-in is to admission ratio. That means if 100 people are walking in, we have a 70 confirmed admissions in our preschools. So that is what we actually work on. So coming to this, for getting this 100 people, we'll guide the franchisees, what kind of marketing they have to do, how to gather this, how to gather the parents, how to get the walk-ins also. On a regular basis, we'll be guiding them. And apart from this, the entire digital marketing help will be provided from the corporate office as it is, and all the designs, what kind of designs they have to do for the centers also will be provided from the head office as it is, because we standardized our designs in pan-India basis. So that's how the brand resemblance will be happening. So wherever you go, irrespective of the state, Karnataka might be, Telangana might be, Jammu Kashmir, we have the designs are standard. As soon as they see our logo, they should recognize our brand. So we are getting the brand awareness among the people. So this is how it works. Yeah.
So I understand that you're currently, available mostly in South India. Are there any specific territories that you're looking out other than South India, or there's a specific plan in place?
Right. We are operating more in South India as it is, and apart from this, we have like around 7 centers operating right now in Delhi also. So our next we are concentrating. The primary focus would be in pan India, but we as it is we are planning to look in more into Delhi to open up more centers in Delhi and Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh. We are actually open for the master franchises also for other states, whereas the on-ground support they have to give, the total back-end support will be provided from the company as it is. Our master franchise, we don't have master franchisees. Sorry, all our master franchisees will be coordinated with the companies. They'll be more acting like a not like a master franchisee. They'll be more acting like a directors for the company, executive directors for the company. So the roles and responsibilities are clearly given from the corporate office only, but all the training part, material part for all the preschools will be taken care from the franchisees. Only for the business development, we have this master franchisee concept, and to support them on a daily basis. Because always every person needs a shoulder to rest on, right? Because it's a business. We can't guarantee every business will be 100% successful as soon as you start. But we need some guidance to start up some business. And once you start the business on a daily basis, you need a regular support. Me sitting in Hyderabad, I can't directly go and visit each and every center in pan India. So we break up the territories. Each of our directors, our company directors also, we take up one territory and we support the franchisees. Apart from this, once we have master franchisees, it would be much more easier for us to support them in a better way.
Yeah. Sure. So one more thing, that the multiple people who are trying to ask this, how I understand that you're equipped in EdTech, when it comes to learning through technology. One is how equipped you are in case, like in such times you have to give, distance learning programs. It's like a DLP that every school or a preschool was following. And the second question, right adjacent to it, is that is it permissible? I mean, for such young kids, is it advisable to give them a DLP program on a continuous basis, or it is just for a short term?
Ma'am, according to the situation and the times we have to act on. Like, every 10 years, there is a change in generation, and every 10 years, there's a lot of different things come upon. Like, for example, in the year 2000, there was an existence for Orkut. Then the patience levels of people actually decreased in the 2000. By the end of 2010, we could have seen Instagram, where people just click at pictures, see the pictures and they'll get to know the social activities. Just like, the communication got much more easier on WhatsApp these days. That was actually happened in the year 2010 as it is. So coming to the 2020s, this is an unexpected situation where we can understand Corona. But there is always two sides of a coin to understand about. There's a good way, there's a good thing and bad thing to see on. So having a minimum digital time for the digital learning for the kids is actually a preferable thing when there's a lot of learning happening. For example, if the kid is spending a lot of time watching some random videos on YouTube or some random movies on a laptop, is not preferable. But if the kid is using a mobile phone to talk to their grandparents, who are in other districts or other states, it's a good thing what we need to consider on. So similarly, coming to the education aspect also, coming to the preschooling aspect also, for the kids using, for the preschoolers are pretty much important education what we need to consider, because all the basic learning happens at the age of 0 to 6 years, as I mentioned earlier. So we help the students, we are now training the teachers in such a way that who will be adapting the technology. And here, our teachers from hereafter will be acting as a trainers for all the parents. So the kids along with the parents are going to come on the Zoom call. They'll be interacting with their other classmates and even with the teachers, the kids as it is, which will be actually helping them in socio-emotional development. That is one thing. And we do a one hour of learning activities over the digital screen. We'll be 1 hour digital learning over the digital screen. And apart from this, then we give them a 2 hours home-based activities. The home-based activities would be a lot of art and craft work, a lot of worksheets, what we'll be providing, whatever they have done. And we'll be training the teachers how to train the parents how to guide them. Apart from this, every week the parents and the teachers are the school as it is will be having a every week PTM. That's something that parent teachers meet. Just to understand what is the development of the students, each and every student development. Apart from this, to keep them posted, how do they need to work on. And we don't see this times would be forever like this, because by end of September we are hoping the schools will be back to open, because education is preschools and education is one kind of a thing. It's a decision tree. It's a mandatory thing for every student need to consider on. So we can't compromise. Even 1 year is pretty much crucial for every student. So we can't take it so easy, even though it's a preschool or formal school. Even for the preschool, engaging the kids with home-based activities is pretty much important. So we at IRIS, we started with a concept called Home Connect, whereas the Home Connect includes a lot of programs for the students, for the physical development, for the mental development, for the cognitive development. For all these things, we have done a breakup. We give a home-based timetable for every student, and every student needs to be engaged at home for 3 to 4 hours. Under the guidance of the parents for 0 to 2 hours, and 2 hours the kids can work on their own, because it will be more of an art and craft work. Once the worksheets are given, the kids can actually perform their own activities. So these activities are more preferred for the nursery, LKG and UKG. For the playgroup kids, we are coming out with some other model, which would be more like a mother-toddler program as it is. So this is called Home Connect. Apart from this, to get the parents more engaged through our brand, to give them the support by how to grow up the kids when they're staying at home, we recently launched another program called IRIS Chalk and Talk. There's a lot of expert talks what are actually happening over there. It's a live session started like 20 days back, and every day we'll be arranging some live session with some of the experts from all over the world. It's not just restricted to India. From all over the world, we have experts talking on different programs. And apart from this, even we are, so a lot of learning happens for the parents also. And in the Home Connect, we regularly monitor the students by, parents will be sending us the pictures through our mobile app. And from the mobile app, we'll be monitoring the students as it is. So we have a combined mobile app. What exactly our mobile app talks about is, one second. So as I told you, now as I told you, we're launching this Home Connect for the concept for the students at home. So what exactly happens is it's a hybrid classroom learning at a comfort at your home. The classroom management app is easy to access for the curriculum modules. So all the curriculum will be given digitally, and all our books going to be given in a digital format. Apart from this, even our textbooks and notebooks are going to be available in all our existing preschools. The parents can just collect their books for time being, take it back to the home, and they can teach the kids using their books. And if the parents are not interested to collect the books, we'll be providing a PDF format, whereas they can use the iPad or mobile phone or laptops for engaging the kids over the textbooks. And apart from this, we have a teacher interactive programs where there will be a live and a pre-recorded interactive sessions. So, it's not so easy for every parent to participate in the live classes, right? So even we are giving a recorded sessions for all the parents who are, busy at that particular time. And later they can get back to the teacher if they once attended, for any of the further doubts. And all the communication for the parent and the teacher is going to happen on our mobile app, and which will be monitored by the center directors and the corporate office as it is. And apart from this, we have a parent-teacher connect on a bi-weekly. As I told you, we have a weekly PTA to track the child development process. And apart from this, we have an extensive engagement designed by the best early education experts also. So we are yet to come out with few other things. So now, as it is for the preschooler, for starting the business of the preschool, earlier we used to work on a long-term goals, but now we're gonna have a short-term goals, and on the short-term goals, we need to we'll be getting up. We need to adapt for the technology depending on the necessity. We need to adapt for the technology and the learnings, and we'll keep the parents and the teachers boosted all during all these times, and we help them to come out with in a better way. And once the good thing, the way we are planning is, once the students are back to the school, they don't see any rough difference. There will be a smooth transition for the students from their home connect activities to our formal education once they're back to the schools.
Great. So Rahul, with the paucity of time, we'll have to close the session now, but there's still more questions which are still unanswered. So I would tell to all the attendees, we would come back to you with all your questions. And thank you, Rahul. It was a wonderful session. We enjoyed it a lot and realized that education is a very important sector for us to get invested in. But of course, as you said, there are risks and opportunities in every business. So you should evaluate your business well. And at the same time, education makes a lot of difference if you have worldwide the exposure which is to the times, which I'm sure Iris Educare does have. So for any opportunity, anything that you would like to know about the company, please do write back to us and we'll come back to you. There are a few links which are there on the screen right now which you can follow us on, and we'll come back to you again next week with a new opportunity. Thank you so much, Rahul. It was a pleasure having you.
Thanks a lot for the wonderful time.
Thank you so much.